Morning, Gary. I'm Dave from Bison Pumps. And Tom is with me. Tom is just the gentleman who assembles the majority of our product. We know you've had a problem with the SW1 playground pump. And first what I want to clarify here, Gary, is that the reason you're having a problem is because now this pump's been kid tested. Typically, when the kids, and I found this at trade shows, when the kids pump the hand pump, the first thing they do is they grab it with the two hands and they want to drive the handle up just as hard as they can, and then they slam it down and they drive it up again. Well, in the normal use of this hand pump, you're not pumping from way up here. You're just pumping in about that distance. The only reason to lift the handle all the way up is to activate the drain pin at the base of the pump. So we've taken this pump and we've sacrificed it, and we call it our cutaway pump now, so you can see what's going on. So what you're experiencing is that the kids are slamming this up, and what's happening is when the piston's all the way down with the one that you have, this piece remains in the bottom of the bottom of the pump. This top hat portion that we call a top hat, when the kids slam the handle all the way up, it pushes the check valve and slams it on the inside of the piston. And continually doing that, continually slamming that check valve, it mushrooms the back side of it, so now it doesn't seat properly. So, not recognizing that the kids would operate the pump this way, we haven't had it be a problem. But now with the kid tested in an aggressive environment, we're seeing what's happened. So, we have the solution for you. You will not have to remove the pump to fix any of these that you're having trouble with. We have some of these in playgrounds and we haven't had this come back to us yet, but you have, so thankfully you told us about it and we solved it. So what we've done is we've changed the configuration of the piston that's inside the pump. So the only thing, you don't have to take the bottom check valve out, that can stay right there. You don't have to remove the bottom drain pin, that can stay there. I'm going to send you these pieces, but all you're going to have to send to your customer is this entire assembly. That will solve their problem, and consequently solve your problem too. So just to quickly show you, we're going to take this, we're going to take the handle off first. That's why Tom's here. So we're going to, using the Allen wrench, I think this is a 3/16 or an 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and I've loosened this stuff all up so you didn't have to stand here and watch me unscrew things. We're going to take the bolt out, the handle bolt. We're going to drop the handle off to the side just to get it out of the way. And then you'll notice there's a set screw on the back of this eyelet. We're going to take a smaller Allen wrench and we're going to unscrew the set screw. And then you'll notice on yours, on this one, the new rod that you get, you'll see this flat spot. So it's easy to put a 7/16 wrench on that flat spot to unscrew this. This is a new design. You don't have this, but that doesn't matter. You can put your pliers on here and grab that. You're going to scar it up. It doesn't matter because you're going to throw that all away. So we're going to take the eyelet. That's what we call an eyelet. We're going to take that off. Now, probably a good idea to
remove that.
Take this this set screw, take it right out so it's not rubbing on the threads as you turn it. Now we're going to take it out. So I'm using a 7/16 wrench on the rod. I'm using a 5/8 wrench on the eyelet. We'll get this to the point where we can unscrew it by hand here in a minute.
It felt looser than it was, I guess.
It's alright. We've got a little dab of never sees on these threads, so it's always a good idea to put just a little dab of never sees back on it when you screw it on. So there's the eyelet. You're going to reuse that. We're going to set that off to the side. We're going to set the set screw off to the side. We'll use that when the time comes. Now you can take the 4 screws. What's that, Tom?
I'd get the remove this as well.
Oh, the packing gland. Okay.
Makes it easier.
Yep, good point. So we'll take the packing gland out of there. You can just put an adjustable wrench on that. Take that off, set it off the side. We're going to use that again. So now we've taken the screws out of the top cover, and you can pick this whole thing out of there. That comes out. Then you're going to grab the piston and pull that out. There it is. So this one represents the new design. So what we're going to send you, Gary, is this whole thing. We're going to send you 6 or 8 of these so you can service your customer if this comes up again as a problem. And this is all they're going to need. You can send them the drain pins if you want to, but they don't have to remove that drain pin. We have a new design for our drain pin, which we're also going to send you with a wrench to remove it. We're going to send you a wrench. I don't know if you have a wrench to remove the old style brass seat or not, but we're going to send you both wrenches. So you can take out the old one, put in the new drain pin retainer, and then you drop the piston in place. So now we've made the changes on this. So when this check valve hits that bottom check valve, it cannot slam it on the top side of the piston. So no longer will this get damaged from the kids slamming the handle all the way up. The only reason for that handle being all the way up position is to hit the drain pin so the pump drains out. Well, the kids don't know that, so that's why we're running into this trouble. So when you get it, you saw how I took it apart. This is how you're going to put it back together. You won't have a cutaway like that because they won't work. This is just for a demonstration. So we're going to put the piston in. And then we're going to take this assembly and we're going to set that back on top.
Okay, this is where it gets tricky.
That will slide in there. Now it's in place. Tom's going to put that little plastic retainer is inside there. That may fall out. That sits right on top of the packing gland. Now we can put our packing gland back on, packing gland nut. Just screw it in hand tight. Doesn't need to be very tight.
Dave, before you go any further,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, maybe he's got the question because I do. I heard you say about the drain pin, you may or may not choose to change that out.
Right.
Why might he want to change that out? Is it okay right now?
It's okay to leave it the way it is because the drain pin's not the problem. The problem is this check valve slamming up inside the piston. So the new drain pin is a plastic piece instead of the brass, and it's a hex nut. So the tool to install it is a whole lot simpler than the tool that takes that brass seat out. This is just a redesign, something we did in the process of changing all this. We said we got to come up with a better arrangement, an easier tool to use. Now it's a 7/16 socket, standard size socket with an extension. So you don't need our special tool, although we'll set you up with something that makes it easy for you to use. You'll see when you get it. So now we're back together this far. Now we're going to
Put our screws back in.
We're going to put the we're going to put the screws back in the cover.